It's gonna have a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. There they are.
Yeah, hello.
Yo, what's up?
Did we get it right on
It's
the
gonna
first
have a little
try?
bit
We
of a
got the
delay.
audio right on the first
Yeah.
try, finally.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
There they are.
we
Yeah,
notoriously
hello.
mess up the audio all
Yo,
the time.
what's up?
Did we get it right on the first try? We got the audio
Dude, we
right
had
on
a
the first try,
dramatic fade
finally.
in. How
We'll
cool.
see, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
There they are.
we
Yeah,
notoriously
hello.
mess up the audio all
Yo,
the time.
what?
So,
Dude, same room
welcome
right
everyone.
now.
Yeah, welcome. We're all in the same room. I have quite a squad with me right now. We're squatted up. I got Remy. I got Alec Campbell with the camera switch. I got Aaron Davis, myself, and Patrick Kenny. What's up?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Yeah, so this is a Lodge themed stream today. Shout out to CLYW Lodge for sponsoring Skills Open. And we're gonna watch some videos, some old Lodge videos. We brought on Alec Campbell and Aaron Davis because they're the masterminds behind Lodge and what they represent right now. Well, in terms of videos. So we can just jump right into it. So Alec, dude, what's your favorite video as of late in the latter half of
Favorite video for consumption or that I've made?
that you made, I'd say.
Oh, that I've made. I think my technical best one that I've ever made was the snow lizard video. I think that was the best looking video I've ever shot, and it just all really came together.
I'm gonna put it on right now.
I would say that was my if I was gonna show anyone a yo-yo video I made, that would be the one I would show them.
Where'd you film this?
We filmed Andrew and I. We pretty much the philosophy for all my videos is just kind of finding a general area, and then we'll just walk around. It's pretty much what I've done with every video. So this we just drove up to in Washington, if you go east around Mount Rainier, it was over there. It was by this waterfall, and Andrew and I kind of just started walking along this trail and started filming tricks, and that's pretty much how it went down.
Okay, so I met up with you a little bit after you did this video, and you were telling me about how you have all these shots of Mater not yo-yoing at all, like the hands portion in the beginning and weird extra shots. Do you think that's important for people who want to make a video that's impressive to the community, I guess?
I suppose it depends on the type of video you want to make. These videos were pretty conceptual, and whenever I was working with the yo-yoer, we always worked together on a general aesthetic of that met the standards of Caribou Lodge, and it matched the aesthetic of the particular yo-yo that was being produced. So I think it's just dependent on what kind of video you're making. If you're making more of a conceptual video trying to personalize yourself as a yo-yoer and not just do yo-yo tricks, then yeah, I definitely think any kind of B-roll really showing your personality is important. I really like to see those things. I always used to really like meeting yo-yoers in person because you see videos of them, and meeting them in person, it's a very different experience. So I always wanted to kind of try to combine those if I could, and really show people the personality of the yo-yoer as well as showing the tricks, which is what everyone mostly wants to see. So
yeah, I think in terms
important.
of for newer yo-yoers that want to get sponsored and stuff like that, you kind of have to show your personality on top of just tricks, because you can just get tricks on Instagram for the most part, and yo-yo videos, long form videos, are kind of a whole different area,
Yeah, totally. And we just kind of consume content much differently than we did 10 years ago, or in this case, I don't remember when I shot this video, maybe 2 years ago. The whole kind of how we view things has changed. Long videos were used to be, that was all that there was. There was no Instagram, there was no trick circle. And now, Instagram is like, if you're purely only trying to show a trick, Instagram is great. But, like when you make a video, there's so much more that goes into it. You find a location. I mean, even, comes down to the clothing that you're wearing. It's a complete representation of your personality and like your vision in yo-yoing and what you want, kind of how you want people to view you. So that's kind of how I always thought about it when I was making yo-yo videos, was try to make them as personal as possible for the viewer. Just, I mean, you're watching 3 minutes of a video, 5 minutes, it's like you want it to be interesting. Like this video of Andrew, like we cut it in half, so like the second half of it's playing or was playing.
Yeah.
I think it's important to make them palatable as much as you can by adding in unexpected turns and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, especially when Alec and I were kind of starting out making videos, it was way more geared towards like YouTube specifically, and like we had this whole long form content. Like there wasn't any time limit on it, and that was huge. And you got to actually like open up and I don't know, like it's a little bit more like showing off yourself rather than just like what you can do with a yo-yo. And I definitely miss that sometimes.
I think there's gonna be a return to yo-yo videos. That's like what I'm predicting, because the thing about Trick Circle is that a lot of people are kind of like posting similar tricks nowadays. Like the variation between tricks is getting smaller and smaller, just because like people are getting a lot better. So like I guess to stand out, you'd have to do stuff like this. I think it's gonna return. I don't know. That's what I think.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a level of like depth with yo-yo videos with like, I mean, as Alec was saying, like the clothes, but also like the song you choose and the angles you choose and like how you present your tricks that you can't really get into on Instagram or with like a shorter format as much.
Yeah, being able to switch angles, that's huge. Like
So
being able to
big.
go close up in the middle of a trick and then bounce back out to a wide shot. That's completely lost in Instagram.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
I think, I feel like for me, like when I first got into watching yo-yo videos, when I saw like a video with a blurry background, I was like, oh, this is some next level
Yeah.
cinematography
Yeah.
right here. So, like when
He's
I got
got the
into making yo-yo
technology.
video, yeah, I'm like, oh, this guy's got like a real camera. So,
Yeah.
like,
I'm gonna move
like I
this
always
video.
wanted that look.
Yeah, the
I'm-
bokeh.
I'm gonna move
The
forward to
bokeh.
the Diggy
Yeah.
video. This is one of my favorites.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
next?
Rojas's video.
Shout out to Andrew Mader. He's
Yeah.
a good dude. I love working with him.
Oh, I
this
miss that
you.
guy.
He's a great guy.
Oh, this
Oh,
video is
man,
awesome.
Yeah. It's,
So okay, so like to make a yo-yo video, because I'm definitely
Sure.
like the person who makes a video and it's just tricks, like just tricks one after the other, and then there's like some songs and then like some B-roll where you like put the yo-yo in your hand and it's not that deep. So like what would, if you're making a yo-yo video, like what would be your first like step or like steps?
like from a beginner aspect, like if you're
Well,
gonna make your first yo-yo video.
No, not your first yo-yo video, but say you've made a few and then like you want to make something kind of like thematic and like just stand out like this, you know?
Sure. I mean, the two videos we've just watched are hugely based around location. I mean, the snow lizard video we shot in the mountains, so that's a very specific setting, and then this video we shot in I can't remember the name of the park, but it was outside of LA, and we had, I think, Anthony and I had we had found this location and decided to go there. There's a backstory to this video. We actually shot this twice because the first day I had some issues with my camera sensor. There was like a lot of dust and it was so bright I had to shoot it at extremely high f-stop. So there was all these specks everywhere. So a lot of this footage was reshoot the next day. We drove out there again, and
Oh, that sucks. That really
I think
sucks.
location is huge. I mean, yo-yoing is a very stationary activity that is typically, I mean, we kind of do it everywhere. We do it in our house. We take it with us to the bus station, whatever else. So, like, we are a mobile entity with a yo-yo. So, I mean, putting yourself in interesting places definitely changes the aspect of how we, it changed the aspect of everything. So, that was always huge for us when shooting the Caribou Lodge videos. And I mean, all these videos are promo videos for yo-yos and for players. So
Yeah.
really trying to show like a specific aesthetic here. And this one was very influenced by Wes Anderson.
Yeah, the yellow border.
Well,
Yeah, I was like really into that whole look at the time.
And the color coordination that you did is really cool too. Just between like, I don't know how much color tweaking you actually did, but having the yo-yo kind of be similar in color to both the sky and his pants and everything, it just like, and it's a contrasting color from the majority of the background at the same time. So it's like details like that that you don't really think about, but all of the Rojas videos that I've seen incorporate color really well. The ones that Grant Johnson did with him back in like 2011 and 2012. And that's the kind of stuff that you just can't really do on such a short format thing like Instagram.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat. A lot of the people in the chat are also saying like these tricks go absolutely insane, which is like we don't even have time to talk about how crazy the tricks are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Rojas just slays.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like when you're watching a Mater video and a Rojas video, it's kind of implied.
Yeah. Like, that's just,
totally.
Okay, this combo specifically is insane.
For me though, as the guy making the video, I'm not thinking at all about the tricks. The tricks are the players, you know. I'm just trying to represent them as well as I possibly can. So I mean, typically like before I shoot a video with someone, I would ask them to really plan out their tricks and get an idea for what they want to do. It makes the whole process much smoother. But yeah, the tricks are like, that's solely on them. I have nothing to do with the tricks. So like when I'm thinking about these videos and watching them, I'm looking at it from a much different perspective than like a consumer would.
Yeah.
For me, it was always about the video and how it looked and what it represented. I know the tricks are kind of like the bread and butter of the video, but when you're making it from a video of someone else, I was never actually really thinking about the tricks as much as I was thinking about the execution of the whole video.
Yeah.
I don't understand the tricks, so.
I feel like the only time that matters is if they're really big body tricks, or like if they're turning around or going behind the back and you have to plan the shot accordingly, or like try to you know, show it off in a certain way if you have something in mind. But other than that,
That's
it's like
my
just
job.
keep it in frame. Exactly. But you have to know about it. Like you have to know that that's coming.
I always try to follow the trick when I'm filming. I usually use a wider lens, and I'll usually switch between two lenses, a wide lens and like a more closer up lens with more depth of field. And when you're using those wide lenses, I feel it's so critical to follow the yo-yo. You know, if you're just standing stationary, the whole dynamic of the trick changes. But if you're following the yo-yo, you know, it kind of gives it this feel of like you're almost there or something. So I mean, luckily when you're shooting yo-yo, no one ever usually hits it the first try, so you can kind of get like the feeling of the trick as you're shooting. And you know, they'll do, oh, here's a hop here, okay, I know to shoot the camera up after this element or whatever. You know, that's kind of my job, and that's how I'm viewing the tricks. I'm not like, oh man, the trick is like so crazy. It's like they know the trick's crazy, I know the trick's crazy. I'm not there to watch the tricks. I'm there to present them the best that I can. You know, it's like we all know, like if I'm shooting a video of Zach, like the tricks are just like utterly insane. But
this
like,
video is so good, by the way.
It really is just it's like straight business. It's like once you start shooting the video, it's like, all right, like that we're here for this reason. You know, these are all location videos, so we're in a location, and we got to get it done.
Yeah, it's good to have that kind of like sharper mindset and like be like kind of business-like about it, because it is like you do have to be thoughtful, I guess, when you make these, or else it'll be like a lot of people have definitely gone through a phase where they film a bunch of tricks and it just looks like mush, and you kind of just like put it together and put it out. So to make these videos, you have to be very deliberate, I guess. It's good to have a second person to help you, for sure. Like making the tricks and making the video and doing the editing, it's like so much work.
Yeah, there's a lot of components involved. I mean, this video that we're viewing, the Zach one, like Aaron, Zach, I didn't even live in Seattle when we shot this. We all flew out for this, and Aaron drove up, and we basically spent like 2 or 3 days just shooting this video. We were in Seattle solely to shoot this video, so it was,
That's
it was
crazy.
business. And there was an expectation from everyone involved, and when that is in play, it's, these are how I'm viewing the videos as a consumer. It's like when you watch a movie, you're not thinking about all the things they had to go through to film the movie, right?
Yeah.
You're just thinking about the movie itself. So it's like my perspective of these videos is significantly different than like a consumer. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Okay, but like, say in the perspective of you're like a yo-yo, or you're getting pretty good, you like are kind of getting up there in terms of like yo-yo cloud, I guess, and you kind of want to start putting out these like long form videos to really like stand out and have like essentially period pieces that kind of define your, like when you look back on your yo-yoing, like this is kind of what you remember. So I don't know, like when you're in that situation, like you're the yo-yoer, where would you start in terms of like making a video? There's like location, and then like I guess you need a nicer camera, right?
Yeah, you need a camera. I mean, honestly, the cameras are so good now. You could shoot something on your iPhone. I feel like cameras aren't really the issue these days. It's like you can pretty much easily access a nice someone has a nice camera that or whatever. But I feel like, yeah, having a camera that can shoot clear footage. Song is really big. For me, like usually when I was shooting these videos for Caribou Lodge, we would shoot and then I would find a song. But whenever I make a video for myself, I focus on the song a lot. So I think if you're making a yo-yo video, choosing a song that's complementary of your yo-yo tricks is like very pivotal for presentation. So if you're going to shoot a video yourself, I would first off find music that you enjoy yo-yoing to, and that
I definitely have to say, like,
your flow.
Yeah, I definitely have to say, like, making tricks to like match certain parts of the song when you make the video is like also a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is big. It's also something I don't often plan necessarily. It's usually when I'm editing a video, I'm very much cutting everything up.
Yeah.
So like, you can cut songs, and a lot of these videos, like I've had to modify the music. I've cut in different aspects of the song. In the Snow Lizard video with Mater, I added in like these drum sound effects to the beginning, So like, I don't really think every aspect of the video is so crucial. It's like the yo-yo, can you see the yo-yo, the environment, the clothing that the person's wearing, the music involved, and and that's what I always focus on. So if you're going to make a video yourself as a beginner, I would just focus on the music, the tricks, and the environment is usually what I would go for. It's very much an archival piece that's representative of you. So it's, what do you want people to, when people watch this video, what do you want them to think of you, and what do you want them to think of your tricks and whatnot? So.
Yeah. And the other thing is that like there's like no structure to it. There's no like format to a yo-yo video. Like you can just make it be whatever you want. There's no like, it's not like a podcast or like a lecture or something, or like a music video.
Mm-mm. That's what's nice about videos. Like we have this. Yeah. Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you're gonna make a long form video, definitely take the opportunity to put some of yourself into it as well. I mean, like obviously song choice and what you're wearing and how you edit it and stuff and how you shoot it is all you, but also like, some of my favorite videos from back when I was starting out are Jensen pretty much just dancing for half of the video, or like rapping, or just being a weirdo and eating a sandwich. And I love going back and watching those, and I don't watch them for the tricks anymore. It's like I watch them to remember that time and who he was at the time, and people will definitely connect with the you in the video, and you just being yourself and being weird or whatever you want to do.
Jensen definitely had a name at that point when he was making those videos. If you watch his original videos when he's filming like in his backyard,
those were
very much
just
standing doing tricks. That's a very raw form, and that was his kind of the initial videos from Jensen that we were seeing, as well as freestyle videos. Those the subway video and those other videos of him talking and stuff came much later, after he kind of had, Jensen and Charles kind of developed this cult following in a way within the yo-yo community. They kind of had that at that time during the Little Scrappy Fetus Crew days. So I think if you're making like your first video and no one's seen you before, it is really good to show your personality for sure. I mean,
Right,
you are
definitely.
you and no one else is you. So I always encourage people to incorporate their personality, and I mean, like, it's a fully a representation of who you are as a person. These yo-yo videos, so it's like, you know, put a lot into it, in my opinion. That's why
Right,
I'm really like, it's just we just consume videos so differently now, you know.
Yeah.
definitely.
But
I guess from the point of view though of like, you know, maybe a company owner is watching videos and thinking about who they want to add to their team next, it's like if your video is just one where you're doing a bunch of tricks that you've seen I don't know how many other kids do, and there's nothing special about
mhm.
like who you are, then why are they going to want to add you to their team or like bring you on?
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
guess if
100%.
that's your goal, or even if you're just like trying to make connections within the community, it's like you got to add a little bit of your own personal flavor to it, I guess. That's my opinion.
I agree 100%. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways you can go about it, you know, and there's no right or wrong way. There's
Totally.
no specific narrative or regiment for creating a yo-yo video. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just yo-yoing for fun. It's a form of self-expression, so it's kind of just like however we see fit to represent that in ourselves. That's how I've always kind of seen it.
You have good balance
So
of videos, and
But yeah.
like you have a good balance between tricks and video style, and like these Jensen and Charles videos. I think that's something they hit on so well.
Yeah, definitely.
This part right here.
But I mean, it didn't come like in the beginning, you know. It was very, it's definitely a development. My
Yeah.
initial yo-yo videos were very much, 30-second yo-yo videos that my friend filmed of me at a park on my flip camera. You know, it was like,
yeah.
it was very innocent in the beginning. I was
Yeah,
very
everyone
young.
has like such
Most
bad
people are.
videos when they start.
I think
Yeah,
it's
and
yeah, it's just
technology's developed. So
part of the rite of passage almost. Like the reason I got so
yeah,
into
totally.
photography and videography was because of yo-yoing. It was like I finally had something that I wanted to make videos of, and it turned out I
Totally.
changed my degree because of it, and I went into like video production stuff, and but yeah, my first videos are terrible. I mean, I don't even know if there's still a yo-yo video that I made that I would be like really proud to show somebody outside of yo-yoing, just because it's like the videos themselves as videos I don't necessarily think are great, but like it was the trick content that was important for a lot of them.
Oh, dude,
Oh
the
yeah,
basement
totally.
sessions with the workaholics thing, man.
Yeah.
Those were good times. See, that's like the personality thing though. That was where JT
Yeah.
and I were just like, let's make a video and just goof off for an afternoon and like see if people care.
Yeah, I
And
think
they
if we
they
were to
did.
like kind of have this as like make a list of like the things that people should do when they're making these videos, is like definitely just make a lot of videos. That's definitely
Yeah,
like a good start.
make a
Yeah.
lot of videos.
Yeah.
Your first video is not going to be your best video, that's for sure. It really does take time, and your personal preferences for everything changes over time. You know, it's like when I was making, if I was making that snow lizard video today, it would probably look significantly different. You know, it's totally just based on time, and it's so specific. You know, everything is so specific in time and everything, but. Yeah, things have just changed. I always just say, just try to be yourself as much as possible. Obviously, you'll be able to tell if it's represented well, and
Yeah.
just try to be yourself. And it's hard to make great videos in the beginning. It really does just take time. It takes a lot of practice too.
Yeah. The hard thing is also that
Like
there's
these
just like,
videos with Jensen.
yeah, there's just no structure. Like you can just do anything you want. I mean, there is some structure
can
in
do
that you have to put
anything.
tricks, but like, yeah, yeah. The Jensen and Charles ones are like
Yeah.
so good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say they've made some of my favorite yo-yo videos of all time. I would say like playing catch by myself is
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
the
have
best
that one
yo-yo video
here.
I've ever seen. It's my favorite video of all time for sure. You know, it's got like a 3-minute intro. There's personality there. The tricks are great. The music is great. everything about it's fantastic. It's when you're watching it, it strikes a chord. It makes you feel something. And that's I've always found that to be super important too. It's like I'm watching a yo-yo video on Instagram. It's like I'm just watching tricks, but when you're making a video, you have the opportunity to show people your interests and what you think is funny and what you think is cool and things like that.
Yeah, and also when you make like an outrageously cool yo-yo video, like a lot of people notice right away. It's very easy to catch attention
Totally.
that way. Yeah.
It, it's, it sticks out very much because not everyone does that. If everyone did that, they wouldn't be so special. But it's like,
Yeah.
there's a few people, and over time, new people come and they make these great videos and they have these cool ideas and concepts, and it's always a huge success in the yo-yo community. It always kind of becomes this iconic piece in yo-yo video history, if you will.
Yeah.
Everyone will remember it and reference it moving forward, and you'll probably see a lot of videos that are very much inspired by it. I always try to tell people to pull inspiration outside of the yo-yo community. And, all those yo-yo videos I made were not really inspired by other yo-yo videos, more so inspired by film or movies, photography, things outside of the yo-yo world. That's a huge thing, because if you keep just pulling inspiration from within the yo-yo community as far as creative visuals, it'll just start to overlap so much.
Yeah, I think that
So
one thing I
pulling
noticed with
inspiration is huge.
yeah, one of the things I noticed with the videos that you made, Alex, specifically, or like videos from Lodge that kind of stand out, is a lot of yo-yo videos take structure from skate videos, because skating is kind of similar to yo-yoing, and they kind of have that similar
Definitely.
but like a lot of your videos are like more thematic and it's like more based on films and things like that.
Yeah, totally. They're very much. I was for a time really influenced by skateboarding videos, specifically William Strobeck, and I was shooting a lot of videos with kind of that in the back of my mind as inspiration. So that's huge. A lot of those like team contest videos were inspired by skate videos, because when you're shooting a video like that, you kind of have free range to just show people's personality. It's more of a fun video versus like, this is a product we're selling, or this is a player we're representing, or something like that. It's more fun.
Yeah.
In my dreams, in my sleep, and as she runs her
But
fingers
I definitely hope
as I
full-length videos make a comeback. I think it's a great way to show
says for you,
your personality as a player. And I know some people don't really have access to creating videos like that, but it would be cool to see an uprising in full-length videos and more self-expression within the yo-yo community outside of Instagram clips.
Yeah, it's crazy how like Instagram clips have taken over in comparison.
Yeah, and it has its place. There's definitely it's still definitely great to see that people putting out tricks, and I think a lot of people get a lot of inspiration to yo-yo because of the Instagram clips. I know, like, I'll see some trick circle and it'll be like, oh, that's super cool, and then I'll pick up a yo-yo. So I mean, in that aspect, I always found it to be really positive for sure. But I still think there's a place for full-length videos out there. You can just do so much more, and you can film tricks that maybe aren't even really hittable in person, and that's okay too. Like it's all about you have that opportunity to kind of skew reality. So I think that's a cool aspect of it too.
Yeah, and like with videos like this one where it's more of a freestyle format, I think that kind of comes into play even more too, because the tricks Charles is doing these tricks. He definitely could not do all of these tricks in a row on stage this clean. Like, it's just not a possibility. So it gives him like a way to show a freestyle without competing or properly doing one.
Oh,
I think it's really cool.
Totally. It's a great concept. Like, it's really a good idea. And I've kind of started to see more people filming their freestyles, and some people probably have just like incredible ideas for freestyles that are just impossible to hit on stage. So it's like, well, who cares? Do it on
Yeah.
Make a video.
Why
Yeah,
does it have
make
to
a
be on
video.
stage? Yeah.
And then
And
not to
tricks
mention
are
it,
good, you know.
yeah, and it's like there are other factors too, like at a real contest, there's certain music you can't use or you wouldn't use. Like you don't have those
Totally.
limitations when you're filming a video like this. Really cool.
I think if we open the can of worms of comparing video yo-yoing to competition yo-yoing, this would be like so incredibly long. But
Yes.
I definitely agree that well, everything you're saying is very accurate, and I believe in it fully.
Yeah, I guess the thing about the like short clips plus competition being like the norm in yo-yoing nowadays is that there's no credit given to like creative yo-yoers, and there's no outlet for creative yo-yoers either, because like yo-yo long form videos are not as consumed as much. Or yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I think as people are starting
yeah.
to go back to making creative tricks again, like that's where you'll see these long form videos take charge.
And that's what these videos were packed full of. It's not like I'm watching like, you know, a video to watch competition tricks, because I'm personally not super into competition tricks. I think that there's a very much a difference between like tricks you do in a video and tricks you do in a competition, because the structure of a contest is so significantly different, and tricks are constructed for the judging system. But when you're showing someone tricks through a video, it's purely all visual. So it's like, oh, that, you know, you're gonna show cool tricks. It's not like I want to watch like 3.0 hooks and stuff on a video. It's just not interesting to watch.
Yeah, who cares what it scores? Just like
Yeah, Remy.
you can show, yeah, you can show it however you want, and there isn't a scoring system.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no pressure, you know, either. It's like, I think maybe some people would disregard a freestyle if it had a lot of discrepancies, but you know, the tricks are, you know, they're still a great yo-yo player. They just didn't hit his freestyle clean on stage. But if you shoot it on video, it's like you can land everything, and you don't have the pressure of a crowd or pressure of time.
Yeah, I think the
So
best.
I hope to see that more in the future.
Yeah, I think the best thing for like people who want to make videos is like make freestyles, because a lot of these people are already making freestyles. It's like you should make freestyles that are a little more creative, and then structure like a really cool looking video around that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's probably a good place to start. Or that's
I mean,
like
I've like
yeah.
been. Go ahead.
No, the last two videos I've put out are pretty much like that. It's just like a freestyle on video, and it just hit 100%. It's kind of like it's getting more popular, I think.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think even like subconsciously, when you're constructing like a video in your head and you're thinking about the tricks you're gonna do, you're already kind of placing them in an order, and you have kind of an idea of how you're gonna do the trick. So in a sense, you're unintentionally constructing a freestyle, I guess, you know, but you're filming it, so it's like you're constructing this routine that you're gonna film in your head, and I think a lot of people, you know, do that, and it's a good way to structure a video and make it so you can hit the tricks clean and stuff. It's just good to think about the tricks beforehand.
Yeah.
So if you're already constructing a freestyle, you know, you already kind of know how, you already have kind of the fundamentals there.
Yeah.
So I guess just changing the beat a little bit, I kind of have just like a question, which is, what's going on with Heaven Sent? Because I saw you guys released more creeps at PNWR. I was just curious if there's like more planned or what.
Yeah, so we did the creeps in 2016, and that was more so a project that Chris, Steve, and I decided to work on instead of doing essentially like a signature yo-yo, I guess, for me, just because I'm not necessarily like a marketable yo-yoer. I'm not like a competition yo-yoer. So we decided to do this sub-brand Heaven Sent as an alternative idea of doing a yo-yo project. So we did the creeps in 2016, and it was successful, and then we kind of just sat on it for a while and didn't do anything, and then we decided to make more sometime last year, and we did the initial release at PNWR of 2 colorways, and then we're doing another release later this year of 2 other colorways, and that will probably be it for Heaven Sent. It was always kind of just this project that Chris, Steve, and I decided to do for fun, and I always kind of use it as a vessel to push creative visuals and photography assets within yo-yoing. I kind of wanted to change the way yo-yos are marketed. I don't think all yo-yos in like the yo-yo community are super exciting. You know, it's like they all spin. They're all such superb quality these days. But it's like, why would I buy this yo-yo? What story does this yo-yo tell? What makes me want to invest money into this yo-yo versus this other one that plays just as good? So I think with Heaven Sent, it was always like, well, let's try to bring huge, big sources of outside inspiration to influence these visuals, and that was always kind of the idea. So it was called The Creep, based off the Radiohead song, and I was just really influenced by that song at the time, and that's kind of what we did. So that's what we're doing now. I'm working on the next drop, which will be later this year. We're kind of just waiting for
Are you
things to be
making
finalized, machining.
Are you making any changes to the model or like a new model at all?
No, the model's the same. It's still the same 2016 design that Chris did.
Yeah.
There's no design changes. The project of Heaven Sent, when we first started it, we never really had like, oh, we're gonna make like 3 yo-yos or anything. It was always just a fun project and an outlet for me to express creativity and show people stuff in the yo-yo community that maybe they haven't seen before. So like, you know, that was always kind of the idea. It wasn't always about the yo-yo 100%. It is about the yo-yo because that's the product, but it's like, I was never really trying to push consumerism with it. It was more so like, check out this like cool stuff that I think is cool. You know what I mean? Like, it was more.
It's so cool.
More of an expression than like a consumer product in a way. You know.
Yeah.
More
that's
like,
always how I kind of viewed it.
Like more based on the
More
imagery.
like an art project almost. Yeah, exactly. And the yo-yo, I do really like. I love the yo-yo. Like, it's everything I wanted in a yo-yo. I'm not like into yo-yo design or anything whatsoever. Chris pretty much did everything. I just told him the yo-yos that I liked. But I always just wanted, you know, a product that I could stand behind, that I had the ability to mold and construct and show people like, hey, this is maybe, you know, this is an interesting thing. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but here it is, you know. So it's like that was always kind of the idea of it. Besides, like, I just think all yo-yos should really have a story. Otherwise, it's just another spinning piece of aluminum.
Yeah, I guess the videos add to that story
and
as
they're all
well.
great quality.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, the videos really add to that as well because like just all yo-yos are good. All yo-yos are good now, and so I think it just depends on how you market it, and like having this as a skill is like so crucial because that's what like people are attracted to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I learned so many things from yo-yoing. I mean, I grew up in Kansas, so I like had no really exposure to anything unique. So like when I would go to yo-yo contests, I would learn about all these cool things. I would learn about denim, and I'd learn about streetwear, and I'd learn about cameras and all these things. So it was always kind of a way for me to like give back, like you know, maybe turn some people onto some stuff they never knew about, or inspire them to do something. Or I mean, I always just want to try to inspire people. So, you know, push creativity was always kind of the goal with Heaven Sent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we're planning to. I'm working on for the release coming later this year.
I think it's really cool how Heaven Sent is kind of like the project is like way bigger than the yo-yo, and it's like the yo-yo is kind of just one small part of the things you made with the brand, which is just super sick in my opinion.
Yeah, and in the beginning I was super influenced by streetwear, so I mean it was pretty apparent at the time. I was really like adamant about making like a lookbook and making clothing and apparel, so that was a huge thing I wanted to push within yo-yoing as well. So that was huge, but you know, now we're remaking the yo-yo and I'm into much different things, so it's like that's kind of how I'm marketing the yo-yo now, based off of my personal taste, and I've learned a ton more about photography and creative assets and things of that nature. So I'm also using those fundamentals for this more recent release. I'm more interested in creating memorable content that's unique to the yo-yo community. So that's what I've been more so trying to push. in yo-yoing. I think yo-yos are just so good. Like they really need a story. Like I love like the dunk, like Jake's yo-yo. Like he had this vision
Yeah.
and he did it and put it out there and he made it accessible at a consumer level. So it's like it's a fantastic story. Of course, I'm gonna get behind that. You know.
The dunk is a great example of like a yo-yo that's just like the yo-yo itself. Have you tried it?
Oh yeah,
Like-
I have 3.
Like it's not like a competitive like standout yo-yo in any way, but it's very successful.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the release because of, I guess, the story behind it and like the way that people just really like it and things like that.
Totally, yeah. I think in these days, like everyone's capable of making such incredibly great content. You just really have to be like, you really have to know what you're doing and pay attention to every aspect of the yo-yo and how you're marketing it and how it's released and how much it is and where it's machined. It's just like there's so many factors, and you know, some people are doing a fantastic job at pushing yo-yos and getting people excited about yo-yos and things of that nature. It really just depends on kind of what you're going for. And it's always really transparent when you can tell someone's extremely passionate about a project or a product. So that's how I felt with the dunk.
I included this.
Yeah.
I included this Harrison video. Just a short tangent because, like, this video is definitely a memorable video to like most yo-yoers. But it's nothing like special in terms of thematics or anything. It's just Harrison has like such good tricks, and if you just have a clean execution of a video, even if it's just over behind a black background, like I don't know, I feel like it doesn't
I
matter.
mean,
in a
it's
way.
the same as like the Charles video, right? It's
Yeah.
like the same black, just a black background, but the tricks are so heavy. The tricks do all the talking here. The tricks are just so incredible, and I'm sure for Harrison this is such like an archival piece for him. It's like these tricks, like he'll be able to look back on this and remember these tricks, you know. So this is a great form of a video too, just purely for the art of the actual yo-yoing. If you're just trying to, if you want to push like these are my tricks, you know, because like some people just have incredible tricks, you know, and people like me have to rely on visuals to make up for the lack thereof of, you know, incredible 4 minutes of tricks. So I think every player is extremely different with how they yo-yo and how they perceive yo-yoing in general.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think for a video like this, it's really important that you put a unique spin on the tricks, because you know, videos like this that are memorable, like this one, for me, things that feel good.
Yeah.
The Tyler Vienna video is probably my favorite yo-yo video of all time, and it's literally just straight tricks. I mean, he runs around in some trees at the beginning for like a minute, but you don't get a sense of like who Tyler is or anything, and then he just steps into the light, you know, on a dark background and completely blows your mind for 4 minutes straight, and then it ends.
It's the flow, man. It's that flow.
Yeah, and so I mean, and that's unique to him. Nobody else can yo-yo like that kid. Nobody else yo-yos like Harrison and can do all those tricks. And so definitely having that element of like, yeah, it's just yo-yo tricks, but like only I can do them like this is a pretty cool
exactly
way to spice that up, kind of a thing. It's like just the way that you do it is unique. Right, definitely.
Yeah, along those lines, there are a few videos that have come out that are very memorable to a lot of people that focus on someone found like a new concept for the first time and is like it's almost like a published academic piece of work in a way. It's like I'm thinking of like Jason Lee's chopstick video and like Tyler Vienna. Like you kind of just like show off like this new thing that you have in yo-yoing, and it's just like a piece in that way. Yeah.
But with like how we consume now, I feel like people say you came up with this great trick or this great element and you put it on Instagram and everyone's talking about it and sharing it on their story for a few days, and then it kind of just gets mixed in with the congestion of other, you know, trick circles. So I think when you're making like a full-length video and you're expressing your yo-yo tricks through that, it's a good way to like really make people hone in on it, and it's much more permanent than like a trick circle. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Putting it on a platform like Instagram with that just has like millions and millions and millions of people posting new content every single day. Versus like a YouTube video, it's different.
it's crazy to think about. There's like a lot of really good tricks that have been posted on Instagram that like it's hard to find now, or they've gotten forgotten, or like, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I never
I-
remember a trick from Instagram personally. Like if I see someone do a trick on Instagram, it's not like I'm gonna remember it the next day. But like if I see a Zach video and I saw this trick that has a memorable location, it's like, oh man, like I remember like every aspect of when he did that trick.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of like when you post the trick on Instagram, it's just like a short installation. It's like up for not very long. It's temporary. But when you post a video, it's really like you're kind of putting up an archive
Forever,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think social media in general is just it's so fast paced compared to what it was initially. So you kind of have to think about that aspect of it, even no matter what you're posting. And it's consumed significantly different than when Instagram was iPhone only. You know what I mean? And it's become such a saturated platform that it's like you really got to be careful what you put on there because you can discount it in a way.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, it's
true
like if you're
too.
posting your best work on Instagram, you're kind of discounting it in a sense. Versus
I
if you've
think
made like a yo-yo video or something, it's like that's you put work into it, and it's forever.
Well, it's
yeah,
like a finished
definitely.
product, you know.
Mm,
Not
Totally.
It's not like you haven't assessed every frame of what you've put into it and every piece of content within the video. It's like you've been scrubbing through that thing in an editor for who knows how many hours, and like timing the music perfectly and clipping frames so that it matches up. And I mean, you know that thing. Whereas I don't know, I feel like some of the tricks that I've posted on Instagram over the years, it's like I forget that I even posted
yeah.
them. Sometimes I
Yeah.
look back and it's like, oh dang.
Totally.
I think the thing you said about like I don't know, kind of waiting to show what you have for a full video is really interesting because I remember hearing Charles talk about that, and he would say like, I just won't post any yo-yo stuff for like a year, and then I'll drop a video, and that video has way more impact than if
Mm-hmm.
you like, oh, every time I make a trick that's kind of like almost done, I post it on Instagram. But if you kind of
Right.
wait till the end and show it as like a whole like finished product.
It's like the Shinosuke method.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Shinosuke method.
Yeah.
There's no like,
It's very
oh,
crucial
this...
you.
Oh, go ahead, Alec.
I was just gonna say it's really crucial you live with your tricks for a little bit and really understand them and kind of break them down and understand like the alternative route a trick can go. And the only way to really do that is spend time with elements and tricks and practicing them over and over and over again until you really get a. I mean, this is for me personally, so it's like very specific to me, but that's how I've always kind of interpreted it is like the more you spend time with the trick, the more it can evolve and the better it can overall look visually and how it will flow. I just like that. That's why I have like 5 tricks. Like
Yeah.
just do the same ones over and over, and
No, yeah.
they
I
eventually
mean,
start to look better.
I don't know how many times on Instagram I've seen like, oh, haven't figured out the ending yet, or like work in progress, or I didn't have any way to finish it, so I just left it at a triangle or whatever. Or like, oh, I missed the bind, but the trick still slaps. Like, that's just not
Yeah.
really something that you do in a video. I mean, you might leave in like a missed bind just for the comedic factor or whatever, but like, for the most part, everything's done, and it's like it's in its final form, or you know, a final form of a variation, and it's polished and it looks nice. And there's just something different about like putting that kind of a trick out there where like maybe somebody's seen it, or
You're really
maybe nobody's
investing.
seen it, but yeah, you're really investing in it rather than just kind of like offhandedly filming something because you kind of felt like it and then seeing what people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I think is good.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
All right,
Exactly.
for the last video I'm queuing up really quick. I got Danny Severance's Born to Lose. We were talking about we had a previous live where we were talking about our favorite videos of all time. I think this is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this is such a great. This video is just the spitting image of just yo-yo. Like
Yeah.
nothing else matters. Like, this is just
Yeah.
the rawest form of yo-yoing. It's like
And
you know,
Danny's like
just
so
doing
good.
his
This is
tricks.
just yeah. Danny's just exuding like his like personality here, and everything about it is like
Location
perfect.
Colors are
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh yeah, totally.
But
I
like,
think-
it doesn't even. But it doesn't look too put together. It's not
No.
like they flew out or seeked this out or anything.
No.
Like, you can tell they filmed it in their backyard, but they executed it perfectly.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
the song
It-
is super vital here too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. Born to Lose.
This is a
That's what I
video
mean
that'll
by it's
like
just
be
like so
remembered
many
forever.
components can change it.
Yeah.
Sorry?
No, this is a video that will just like be around forever. Like it's just such a good one.
Yeah.
It makes yo-yoing look so cool.
Yeah.
For real.
Like it makes it look so nonchalant, like stylish.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Save
that's-
Death for their crazy like
Oh, yeah.
nationwide video adventure.
Yeah.
Save Death was like fully committed to the culture. They
Yeah.
were like really with it. And that's cool. That's really cool to me. Because not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
They just had that much style and they pushed it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I mean, I guess at the end of this, there's like multiple ways to go about a video, but I don't know. I feel like if you don't think you excel in any certain way, like you just keep like doing more and more until you feel like you do. It's definitely an iterative process.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say making yo-yo videos is definitely a process and it takes time. The yo-yo videos will evolve, the tricks will evolve, you'll get better as you go. It just takes time like anything else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man.
I hope the takeaway of this is to simply just make yo-yo videos.
Yeah, hopefully we convinced some people. I'm actually really excited because a lot of these like newer yo-yoers are kind of glowing up. Are
Yeah.
there's not a lot of long form videos between them, so like it'd be interesting to see like maybe we should get Steve and Chris to hold like a video contest again. Do you remember that?
CLYW video contest.
CLYW video
2015.
Oh,
contest.
yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Okay.
used to love the Bomb Squad ones. The Bomb
Yeah.
Squad ones were always a favorite of mine.
Okay.
Bomb Squad was sick.
I'm gonna close
Yo,
this
when
up.
do you come to me and let's make Cleanse 3? It's finally time.
Cleanse 3. All right, dude. Thank you everyone for like participating in this. This has been awesome and very informative, even on my side. I'm inspired actually. I want to make a video soon. Probably for
Yeah,
the
Mark,
weekend.
let's make another video.
Oh, I'm 100%.
Let's make our
down.
third. Let's make our third.
Our third
Our
video,
third video.
a trilogy.
Finish the trilogy.
3 for 3.
Okay, so for those tuning in who are competing in Skills Open, I think the word is right now that there are over 90 people signed up and that the schedule and official competitor order will be revealed later in the week. And yeah, so 90 people across amateur and pro. Very exciting.
So far.
So far.
Registration's still open.
Registration's still open until Friday or Saturday, I believe. Friday, probably, most likely, or Thursday. But yeah, tune in to the next live, and we're doing this until Scales Open this weekend. Exciting.
For sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is Alec, Remy, Aaron, Bird in the mix, who came in last second, and Kenny, and myself. All right.
See you guys.
See ya.